about how to deal with the underwriter. And the inspiration for this video is, as you guys know, I'm a very successful agent here in the Hampton Roads area. And almost every time I do an exit interview with one of my clients, I ask them about the overall process. And underwriting is always a sore spot for them. And I know it can be frustrating. This person is asking you a ton of financially related questions because they have a job to do. Now, the underwriter always gets the rep of being the bad guy because they are the last step. Like, these are the guys who give you the clear to close, right? But let me explain what their position is. Their ultimate goal is to make sure the loan that they're going to approve is a good loan for the overall goals of the company, right? They will not lend hundreds of thousands of dollars to someone who is not capable of paying it back, because it just turns into a situation where it could be short sold or foreclosed, and a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork. So the underwriter's ultimate goal is to make sure whoever the applicant is capable of purchasing a home at this price point and capable of making the monthly payments so that everyone is happy. The bank gets the money that they want, you get the house that you want. Fair exchange, no robbery. But they do ask a lot of questions. Underwriter does the financial digging part of the loan process. So remember, when you turn in your bank statements, your W-2s, your tax returns, anything regarding any finances or income coming into the property, it is their job to heavily scrutinize that information to make sure you are a valid candidate for the loan. So they can be pretty frustrating, but I'm going to give you some tips on how to deal with underwriting, right? Because like I said, they're the one person between you getting the keys to your home. Number one, if an underwriter asks you a yes or no question, you give a yes or no answer. If an underwriter asks you for documentation, you provide the documentation to support whatever the question is. For example, sometimes we do have applicants who use child support or spousal support as part of their income. The underwriter goal is to make sure this can be counted as income and make sure you're going to be receiving it for quite some time. I've had situations where a person may be receiving child support, but the child is going to turn 18. We wouldn't be able to use that income because we all know the child support will stop at 18, which means the funds won't be there, which could impact your income and your debt to income ratio, which would change numbers overall. That's just an example. Number three, if they ask you for an explanation, provide an explanation, but keep that explanation short and sweet. Give them what they're looking for, but you don't have to divulge everything. So if they ask you like, hey, why were you late on this credit card payment back in 2022? You want to provide a reason, but you don't want to put out like this long drawn story about what happened, because all that does is open up more cans of worms for more explanations. So my 3 tips for dealing with an underwriter is going to be, if they ask you a yes or no question, you give a yes or no answer. If they ask you for documentation, you provide the documentation. If they ask you for explanation, you provide an explanation, but you keep it short and sweet. And this should help alleviate some of the stress and worry of dealing with an underwriter, because I know it can be frustrating, but it's worth it, because your goal is to get the property. Their goal is to make sure you're a good fit for the loan. So ultimately, we are working together to make those 2 things happen. And if you have any other questions or concerns, or you're considering purchasing a home in the Hampton Roads area, I'd love to assist. My name is Shonda Taylor, also known as your Real Estate Connect, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.